Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty keg of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
And here we go.
Welcome, fellas, to another edition of the Balking Dead, where it happens to be Moving Day edition. So let's get to the money. You guys already know this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. So if you haven't, go on over there, use that promo code PubSports, and on your first deposit, they will match you up to 100, minimum of 25. As you already know, we have another sponsor, W, guys, a clean energy powder with no come down to your day. Simply by scanning the QR code on screen, you will get 10% off your first order by using the best promo code in the whole wide world, and that is Pub Sports. Shout out to the chat, guys. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Shout out to the best producer in the world. Y'all know the drill. Smash the like if you already have it, and make sure you have them notification bells on. I did start putting timestamps in the comment section after the show. At worst, I put the recap. If not, I will put all the pictures that we do have and talk about on the show. But at worst, you will have the 1-minute recap in the comment sections if you want to just check what we are betting on today. Of course, on this show, we will compare the best line available when it first opens to the best line available 30 minutes prior to the show. Then we will compare them to what PrizePicks has to offer. Yesterday was a day in the black for us on the show, which is a good thing, but definitely gave back on taking the Rays to win when we should have just left McClanahan alone at that 7+. And I was dead set on him yesterday and should have just stuck with it, as it was my only full unit play. Today, we got 3 unit plays, bro. So let's get to the damn money. The first one on the board is a guy we smashed this line move on last night. And I'm going to tell you to go bet it again, even though it's moved up 1. Black Book number 90, Mitch Keller, has a 30.5 K percentage on the year with an elite 5.7 walk percentage to match. Opened him up last night on FanDuel at 5.5 minus 120. Morning line was 6.5 minus 115 on FanDuel. And his best line available was at Caesars before the show at a minus 119. PrizePicks has him at a 6.5, where the lineup for your Giants is 5 lefties and 4 righties. This year, this man has been elite. 10.4 K per night at home with an 11.9 on the road where he is today, and an elite 12.5 K per night versus the left-handed side and a cool 10.6 versus the right-handed side. Team Sharpie smacked the fuck out this line last night, guys. I called Spin Doctor immediately after I sent it out to my guys and told them, hey, bro, this shit's going to disappear immediately. And within an hour, guys, that 5.5 on Keller was gone. We now have the same juice on the 6.5. And I'm going to tell y'all, still go bet it like I told my other guys, who don't have legal books and stuff. Bet the 6.5 as if you never seen the 5.5, guys. At the end of the day, I capped it, and he should be a 7.5. And the books just don't know what to do with Keller, it seems, as he was a 4.5 3 weeks ago versus Baltimore, and he opened at a 5.5 last week and got bet to a 7.5 in that game. He still hit, and once again they opened him up at a 5.5. Excuse me. And then, guys, to get bet up, and let's talk why we still want that 6.5. He still has an 80% win rate to this number over his last 10 games, and he has had 4 games this year versus a team with a 24% K percentage or worse. He is 3-1 to the over 6.5, averaging 7.5 strikeouts. The Giants numbers, guys, over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching. Oh boy, they are walking at a 9% clip, 8th in batting average and middle of the pack in OPS, bottom 10 isolated power. But they are striking out. And that's where we're going to get involved here, guys. They're striking out at a disgusting 25%. So let's talk about these and how he does it. Let's talk about 5 lefties these dumbass Giants want to put in the lineup for us. And let's talk about J.D. Davis in the 2-hole, who is a right-handed batter with a 25% strikeout rate on the year with 203 plate appearances, guys. He gets a strikeout percentage where he's done damage, a lineup to boot where he does damage. And yeah, all systems go, guys. This is probably the last time we see a 6.5 on Mitch Keller if he goes and does what he should do versus these Giants. Next guy on the board, guys, is a guy I have to talk about, but you guys know I hate this guy probably more than anything else in the world. And this is Blake Snell at the Marlins, number 4 in the black book. This year he's got a 24% K percentage and a disgusting 13.7 walk percentage. Opened him up, guys, 6+ at plus 100 on DraftKings. Best line available now is on MGM at that 6+ at plus 115. Projected lineup, and I believe it did come out, but I didn't get it in time, is 7 righties, 2 lefties for your Marlins. K per 9 this year, 11.4 at home, where he has an 8 K per 9 on the road, 10.8 versus the left-handed side, and a nice 9.4 versus the right-handed side. He did have the same K per 9 last year, an elite 12 K per 9 home road. But if you go back to 2021, it starts to look like this type of season where he was just better at home than on the road. Now we get to talk a guy, guys, that could just go eat a dick, preferably a donkey's one. But Blake Snell, after striking out the side in his last game to hit the over 5.5 for the first time he hit his over in over a month, but yet still not cashed the under 6.5 that it got bet to. So Blake Snell just Blake Snelled you either which way. He struck out the side to cash you or to take away your under, or to either which way cash your 6.5 under. But he is a freaking head case, just like what I just tried to explain to you what happened with his line. At least he got close for you guys at the end of the day. Nothing is wrong with him. And we've talked about it last week. His velocity's fine. His spin rate's fine. Everything's up to par where normally has been. But what's wrong with Snell, guys? Well, we know he throws that fastball changeup 70% of the time. Last year, the league only hit 255 off his fastball, where they're now hitting over 310. Last year, they didn't hit his changeup at an elite 211 batting average against. They're hitting him over 265. So this guy's either missing straight up to where no one's even going to chase, or he's throwing the freaking ball straight down the dick of the plate. Now, I get that Luis Arias is in the lineup. Luis Arias don't strike out. Well, this might be that one fucking day where he does, guys, because we all know Blake Snell has dominated the left-handed side his career. So Blake Snell has been good, guys. If you look over his freaking last 5-6 games, just the strikeouts ain't been there. And we're a show that likes to talk about strikeouts, but the guy has been going 5-6 innings and giving up less than 3 earned runs, guys. We all know if he can keep the ball around the plate, he should have an easy chance or a better chance of hitting his over. But that's the problem, is when we look at the Marlins numbers, guys, everything says fuck you, Blake Snell, except for that walk percentage, where they're only walking at a 6.9%. Now we got a guy who's walking people damn near 14% of the time, and a team that just don't want to fucking walk at 7% of the time, guys. So what's going to give here, guys? Because everything else says they're not striking out. and they're top 5 in every hitting category. So if Blake Snell wants to throw the ball dead down Broadway, he's going to get beat like a redheaded stepchild. If he can actually hit his corners, he may be in for a good day. Either which way, it's a straight lean, but the lean is under. And if it wasn't moving day, I'd probably get involved on it, guys. But I've noticed a lot with these moving day lineups that, oof, Collision Galloway, let's just say that. You know what I mean, man? Now we get into a guy that we do have a bet on. And I know it's moving day, but to only have 30 people live is so yeah, let's talk about a bet we do got. Maybe I shouldn't just hit the recap if we're not going to get live. That might be the way we go. Black book number 60, Braxton Garrett versus the Padres, 2023. He has a 22.6 K percentage and a 5.3 walk percentage. Opening line 5+ minus 122 on FanDuel. Best line available now is on MGM at that 5+ at even money. 4.5 on PrizePicks. Projected lineup for your Padres: 7 righties, 2 lefties. K per 9 this year, 8.5 at home with a 9 on the road, with an 11.3 K per 9 versus the left-handed side, and an 8.1 versus the right-handed side. So what is going on with Braxton's Garrett line? Well, we get a 4.5 on Garrett because he has had 9 games this year. And let's dissect those 9 games. Let's take out the game he only went 3 innings on a pitch count, and then he's seen that same team 5 days later, which happens to be a team who does hit lefties. So we could trash that game as well because we don't bet back-to-backs. Then he had a game in Colorado, guys, where once again, we don't bet guys in Colorado who's never pitched in Colorado, and he only had 3 strikeouts in that game. So no harm, no foul. Then, guys, he's seen the Cleveland Guardians and once again went 5 innings, but only had 3 strikeouts. Another team that's a no-fly zone. You need to have a reason to go over versus the Guardians. Well, guess what, guys? Garrett is 5-1 to his over 4.5, with the only loss coming to those freaking Guardians if we take out the Colorado game, the 3-inning game in the back-to-back, guys. So this guy's done the damn job, and that's why I thought it was a trap. I was like, 4.5? Braxton fuck Garrett, you got to be damn near crazy, guys. And at the end of the day, thank God I do track everything. And he's never been higher than a 4.5 all year long. He's actually was a 3.5 at one point, and he went out and smacked versus that. So the guy's never been a 5.5. So I'm going to take advantage of the books not respecting Braxton Garrett. And yeah, the Padres are walking at a nice 10.2%. But Braxton Garrett doesn't walk people. They are bottom 10 in batting average, middle of the pack OPS. They are top 5 isolated power, but they're striking out at that 24% clip, guys. And that's what we got going on here. We got 2 things going heads up in this spot. Braxton Garrett versus a 24% K percentage, where he's done super damage, averaging over 8 strikeouts a game in these spots. And the books don't respect Braxton Garrett. Guess what, guys? We're going to make them respect some Braxton Garrett. I'm going to take that over 4.5 strikeouts. Please and thank you. He's averaging 8.7 strikeouts a game, guys, in his 5 games since last year versus teams with a 24% strikeout percent or worse. And like I said, we've got that 24% strikeout rate right here, guys. So at the end of the day, he's 5-0 to the over, 4.5 when put in this type of spot. And about to be 6-0, guys, because Braxton Garrett, you are that motherfucking dude. So give me some Braxton Garrett over 4.5 at that minus 105, please, and thank you. Now we're going to get into another guy, but before we do, if you ain't drinking IBC, you're missing out. Made with real cane. Oh, sugar, though. Sugar, that is. So let's talk Aaron Nola, guys. Number 16 in the black book. We almost got 50 live, only 20 likes. Come on, man. If you like what you're hearing, smash the like. I don't ask for much, but I do ask for that. Aaron Nola at the daunting Mets who don't strike out. Well, as we like to say on this show, hold my motherfucking beer. This year, Aaron Nola has a 21.7 K percentage with an elite 5.4 walk percentage. Opened him up on DraftKings at 6+ plus 105. The best line available is still on DraftKings at that 6+ at plus 115 now. Projected lineup for your Mets is 5 lefties and 4 righties. This year, he has an 8.8 K per 9, at home with a 7.3 at home on the road, where he has pretty much the same versus the left-handed, right-handed, and 8K per nine this year. We've talked about this before, guys. I don't give a damn about his splits because he wasn't Aaron Nola the first month, guys. So we're not going to get the type of splits we're going to need when we are looking at Aaron Nola. We're going to have to go off of last year's type numbers and what he's done versus teams. And this is where we get involved. Aaron Nola versus a Mets team by the numbers that say no, 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 no to a K prop. They're not striking out, guys. They're top 5 in every hitting category I like to look at. And I'm going to go over in this spot. I just told you they're the top 5 hitting team. They're not striking out. And yeah, I said over. And we get in on them, guys, at that 5.5 at plus 115. Nola has been Nola the past month. And like I said, I can't take in his splits for the year because his velocity was down and it did affect his numbers. So what are you doing here, Sharpie? Huh? We need a good reason to run a K prop versus these Mets. Like I've said it 100 times, guys. You need a good reason to run strikeout props versus the Mets, the Guardians, the Red Sox now, and even the Rays, guys, when they don't have moving lineups in. But like I said, the Mets are one of those teams. Well, Nola, guys, here's those good reasons why I'm going to get on him, guys. Nola played the Mets 5 times last year. First game at the beginning of the year, they had no numbers. He went 3.1 innings with 5 strikeouts on just 76 pitches, guys. Okay, he was definitely in line to hit that over 5.5. And we've talked about it before with very minimal spring training last year. No pitcher went deep at the beginning of the year. So no harm, no foul. Then Nola faced these Mets on a back-to-back, 2 different times in a back-to-back, guys. 4 freaking games, and we've talked about we don't run K props, guys, when a guy strikes somebody out the first time. Well, the numbers said no in every one of those freaking spots, just like they do today. Their highest K percentage in any of those games was at a 21. And Aaron Nola had no less than 7 strikeouts in any one of those games, including the back-to-backs, guys. Past history here is a great reason for me to get in because every time he did face this team, it said no. He still went go. So let me get on Aaron Nola. As over the last month, he has been Aaron Nola, and he's just running into some numbers he's already seen 5 times from this team last year. And if it wasn't for a pitch count, he would have cashed all 5. So give me Aaron Nola versus these Mets that don't strike out. Please and thank you. Then we get the other side of this game, guys, where I want to play him, but I'm going to tell you guys why I'm going to stay off. And that's the Cookie Monster, Carlos Carrasco versus the Phillies. This year he's number 52 in the black book. We can't even really take in his K percentage and his walk percentage as they are both disgusting. As he was freaking hurt, guys, he went to the IL, came back, and pitched a good game versus the Guardians and another good game again. So we're not going to look at his splits, guys. We're not going to talk his K percentage this year. What I will tell you, though, is the Cookie Monster is back to being the Cookie Monster, guys, and he may be actually better, but we'll talk about that. Projected lineup is 5 righties and 4 lefties for your Phillies. Carlos Carrasco, guys, who last week left me out to dry on the hook. But one thing I did see while watching that game, guys, was his velocity was fine and stayed the same into the 6th inning. And actually, guys, it was up 2 miles per hour still into the 6th inning. So maybe this guy's endurance is starting to come back. I don't know. I'd like to see it more than one game, but the dude looked fine going into the 6th inning before he ran into a little bit of problems and they took him out. So this is where I want to run Carlos Carrasco, guys. And we talk about Carlos Carrasco does his damage versus teams that striking out at a 24% clip. And we look at the Phillies numbers over the last 15 days. They've got an elite 10.7 walk percentage. They're not hitting the ball, and they are striking out at a 24% clip. Now, this looks like a decent matchup for the Cookie Monster, guys, when he has done his damage, like I said, in the past versus teams with a 24 or worse K percentage. And he's one of the few you don't really need a lineup, guys, as he averages a K per 9 from both sides of the plate last year. So we look at past history, and Carrasco only seen these Phillies last year one time when the numbers said go, go, go on the K prop. And he went out there and did the damn thing, and 5.2 innings, 7 strikeouts. Now, Sharpie, the numbers say go, go, go. It's 24%, right? Well, Hold up, swolled up. This is my problem, guys. It is exactly at 24%, but they've seen Strider and Senga in the last 2 days. So I'm going to say that their strikeout percentage may be just a little bit skewed. Not saying Carrasco ain't a good pitcher. I'm just going to say he ain't on Senga's level, and Senga's not on Strider's level, guys. So at the end of the day, I think that K percentage is skewed, but I still think he could hit it by being out there 6 innings because this team, by the numbers, they're just not hitting the ball right now. And if he's out there 6 innings, he should have ample opportunities to hit that over, guys. So it's just a lean on Carlos Carrasco. I didn't put a bet in strictly because, yes, he's got a 75% win percentage to this over 4.5 versus teams with a 24% K percentage. But like I said, I think this K percentage may just be a little bit skewed due to the last 2 guys they may have seen. Now we get to talk about the Hunter Brown tax, guys. And we've got 40 plus live. We've got almost 40 likes. If you haven't smashed it, do me a favor and smash it. It does help the algorithms a lot. Hunter Brown versus the Twins, number 74 in the black book. This year, he has been that dude. 28.1 K percentage with a 7.7 walk percentage. Opening line, 6+. It was at minus 138 on FanDuel. And it was there for about 3-4 hours, guys. Morning line, wake up. He's now Bet Rivers, 6+ minus 150. And that's still right about there over there on Bet Rivers. But every other book pretty much in the world has him at 7.5 at plus money, where PrizePicks has him at the flat 7. Projected lineup is 5 righties, 4 lefties for your Twins. This year, he's been that dude. Doesn't really matter. He averages pretty much the same home road, lefty, righties. He's been that dude, K per 9, over 10K per 9 pretty much each way. Now we get to talk Hunter Brown, guys. As like I said, they did open him up 6.5 at minus 138. And I capped it to be right about there, guys, with that being the Twins tax. And when I woke up, for the most part, Brown was at a 7.5 at plus money, which is not a bogus line or even one added on, guys. He does have a 60% win rate to the 6.5 and a 40% win rate to the over 6.5, where he is at now. And the plus money makes this line where it actually should be, or a juice 6.5, where a few books do still have that available. Or yeah, the juice 6.5. But yeah, he should be at a 7.5 because he's hit that 40% of the time. And that equals plus money if you're just going to go straight off of basic averages making a line, guys. And that's pretty much what they did. They opened them up, taxed him for the middle of it, and everybody went, hi ho, Hunter fucking Brown, guys, because this is a matchup from the gods, guys. The Minnesota Twins are striking out at an absurd 32.4%. That might be the worst number we will see all year from a team, guys. So, yeah, they're middle of the pack in all hitting categories. And when we look at Brown, when he's faced a team with a 24 or worse K percentage this year, he's 4-1 to the over original 6.5, yet he's 3-2 to the over 7.5. So the key number to me would be that 7+ if you have a legal book and you're wanting to bet Hunter Brown today. Like I said, Bet Rivers still has him at a minus 150 for that 6.5. I myself, guys, have not pulled the trigger on Brown yet. Yes, I know he's seen the Twins this year with a number to start, with no numbers. He went out there 7 innings, 7 strikeouts. And now we get this absurd strikeout percentage, Sharpie, and you're telling me you're not getting in? Well, guys, I watch a lot of baseball and listen to a lot of things. And this will be the first time, guys, coming up this week that they may have to ask Hunter Brown to go on a normal MLB starter's rest. That's 4 days and go. Excuse me. With the Astros, guys, they've ran a 6-man rotation for the most part over the last year and a half, if not going back even farther than that. And right now, with the way they're lined up, if they do not call somebody up, Hunter Brown is going to have to pitch twice in the next 5 days, and they've never asked him to do that before. So the fact is, they may cap him today. They may cap him next game. They may call somebody up to fill in that 6 starter role. I don't know. And I was listening to the Astro games, and just to hear that, if he runs into any bit of trouble, guys, they're going to pull him. And they're going to pull him knowing that he has to pitch in 5 days. And I wouldn't even be surprised if they pull him at 75 pitches and he's humming, guys. This may be a day they cap him. And all I got to say is if you're going to take Brown, temper your expectations. this is a great spot. I want to get involved too, guys. Like, yeah, I get it. I want to bet Hunter Brown, but there's other factors going on here. He is a kid. They are going to watch his innings at one point. And this seems to me like it may be a spot to watch his innings, guys. So I will probably be a vagina and pull him down at least to that original 7 and put something else with it to get regular juice and probably only go a half unit, guys. I can't go a full unit on Brown today. And it just is what it is. I've got a little bug in my stomach going, "Puka, puka, puka, puka." And it's from what those Astros announcers were talking about the last time I was watching the game. So definitely had to take that in and make a mental note. So appreciate you guys all for tuning in on a moving day. Almost 50 lives, not 50 likes though. So if you haven't smashed it, do me a favor and smash the like button like I smashed BBWs. If you are just showing up for the recap, do me a favor, guys. Please smash that like button as it does help the algorithms more than you know. Today on the Balking Dead, we started off with Mitch Keller, guys, and we smacked the books last night, and we grabbed that 5.5 on FanDuel at that -120 line, and I'm still going to tell you to bet that 6.5 at a full unit bet. Don't just pretend like you never heard 5.5, guys. The books have fucked up multiple times with Mitch Keller, and you can't be afraid of not taking the line. This line should be a 7.5. Then we got into the Padres and Marlins game, and the lean on Snell is the under, where the bet on Braxton Garrett is the over 4.5 at -105. Then we talked Phillies and Mets game, guys. It's a lean to the over on Carrasco, but once again, we have a bet on the other side. When the numbers say no, 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 Sharpie's going to go, go, go over Aaron Nola 6+ at +115. When we finished the day with the young stud talking about Hunter Brown of the Astros, and I don't hate the 6.5 if you got in there last night, nor do I hate the 7.5 either, guys. I'm just going to stay off for one reasons or not that I did state during the breakdown of Hunter Brown. And like I said, guys, at the beginning of the show, we are now going to add in timestamps for those who are busy. The worst I will do is add in the timestamp for the recap. The best I will do is add it in for every pitcher that we do talk about, depending on how much time extra I have in my day. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in to the best MLB prop show on earth, the Balking Dead. Let's have a freaking day on Wednesday, moving day, aka Sharpie's day. We need a sweep, guys. So let's get them brooms out and let's have us a day. This show is sponsored by PrizePicks. So if you haven't, go on over there, use that promo code PUBSPORTS, get a match deposit up to $100 on your first deposit, minimum of $25. Until next time, I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show is produced by Big Show Picks and on Pub Sports Radio. Some say we be pubbing. I say keep firing, assholes! Looks like my producer may be gone too. So we're going to hang out and talk, guys. So let's talk baseball. You gone, Big Show? Well, I'm live, and I don't know where he's going to go, so let's talk. Anybody throw me some questions in the air? You want to talk live? You want to talk?
I'm back.
All right, guys. Bye, everybody.